Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about assisted suicide. Assisted suicide is when a doctor administers a lethal drug to a patient who eventually wants to be able to pass peacefully while they're suffering from this terminal illness. Now, everyone in this room right now has the right to die whenever they want to, but why are we taking away this right from people when they need it most? Now, I want all of you to imagine you're 29 years old, and you were married a month ago to the love of your life, and today you were diagnosed with brain cancer. This is the story of Brittany Maynard. Brittany Maynard was a 29-year-old, just married the love of her life, and she was diagnosed with brain cancer, and through an extensive process and ultimately her brain tumor getting worse, she decided with her family that the best option for her was to be euthanized. Yet there was all these people telling her that she couldn't, the government, the people around her, and this ultimately wasn't their choice. She was the only person suffering from this. So she had to go through a rigorous process where she moved to Oregon, had to resettle her entire life, and eventually was able to be euthanized. But she's doing this all while she's sick, and she shouldn't have to be able to make all these accommodations for someone who isn't her and isn't in her own place. Now, I also want you to imagine that you're Dan Diaz, her husband. You are married to this woman, and she's suffering terribly, and at the choice of another person. And she should never have to do that. And you love her, and it's just a horrible feeling, and I hope that none of you would ever want that for your future spouse. Now, there's the argument that this medication is you make this choice at a very emotional time in your life, and it's not logical, and you basically just want to die. But a quote from her says, "I've had the medication for weeks. I'm not suicidal. If I were, I would have consumed the medication a long time ago. I don't want to die, but if I'm going to, I want to on my own terms." Now, many of the pros are that it allows patients with terminal illness to pass peacefully, humanely, and at their own terms of dignity, and it removes the suffering from friends and family as well. And a quote from Gernot Kinsma and Everett von Leeuwen is that assisting death in no way precludes palliative care, but rather integrates compassion and the rights of a patient's autonomy to make death a dignified option. Now, a lot of the recognized cons are that it's against religious beliefs, there's liability, and it interferes with living wills, but I want to address the first one the most. Separation of church and state is a huge component in our society that keeps everything functioning well. But when the government is stripping people of their personal right to believe in whatever religion they want and applying it to their own medical health, that's when this is violated. And church and state is what keeps so many parts of our society functioning daily, and it's absolutely unacceptable for the government to do this. Thanks.